Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Stella, A Life. This is a new historical biopic coming to you from director Killian Riedhoff and screenwriters Riedhoff along with Jan Braran and Mark Blobom. And this film focuses on Paula Beer's Stella Goldschlag, who grew up in Berlin during the German regime. She dreams of a career as a jazz singer, but is forced to go into hiding with her parents, and then soon is tasked by the Gestapo to trap her fellow Jews so that they can be captured. And this film is a challenge for sure, and I do really think that Riedhoff does a great job of bringing this film to life. Peter Hinderthur, who is the composer, and then cinematographer Benedict Neuenfels. This film is sharply directed. I really like the music that's injected into it. We get those moments where we really get to see Beer perform, and our protagonist Stella performing this music, and you see the passion, we see the fire. This is what motivates her in her life. But of course she's stuck in this nightmarish situation during the Third Reich, and her desperately trying to find footing in this new society and how things have set up. And she does horrible things. A lot of people wind up dying because of her. And the film does, on some level from the outside looking in, really try to give her just desserts. But what's challenging is I feel like this film never really digs deep enough to really understand her and allow us to feel or hear her perspective, and maybe giving a little bit of context to, this story. But you have Beer, who gives a fantastic performance. She is forced through so many emotions in this film, and there are moments where, this is horrific. It is brutal. Watching the Third Reich do all of these things is tough. And we are following Stella, who's part of this, and I feel like the film doesn't fully dig deep into this moral quandary that she's stuck in. Obviously, it becomes a pretty big plot point later in the film, but this journey that she goes on through her guilt and through the pressures of society around her. And I don't know if the film does a good enough job of digging deep into those elements and really anchoring itself down in that without, completely shifting gears and where this story, it takes its leaps, it takes its jumps, and it does fall into that, a lot of those biopic pitfalls. But this is a film that is really well directed, really well performed by Beer, but it struggles with its thematic ideas. There's a rape scene in this film, and how that plays out feels so uncomfortable, and you question what it's trying to say. And this film is inconsistent in that way in terms of expressing itself. And that becomes such a challenge throughout this film to really connect deeper when you have some really fine filmmaking and you have a strong actor. This film has its limitations in terms of what it's trying to portray. And overall, I think Stella's life has a spotlight put on it for sure. And the moral quandary of what she should have done and what she can be forgiven for, and all of these things. This is a harrowing story, but it doesn't quite click into that next gear to make this something that it's going to be a classic film that's shown to remind us of all these horrible things. But I feel like the film kind of lets Stella off the hook a little too easy. And that's a big cardinal sin of this story. But overall, it has its merits. It has a lot of detractions as well. It kind of falls somewhere there in the middle. But those are my thoughts on Stella, A Life. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.